A well-known master carpenter and well-liked personality in the house remodeling industry, Tom Silva is best recognized for his decades-long work on the venerable television program This Old House. Tom has established himself as a reliable specialist for homeowners and do-it-yourselfers due to his extensive building expertise, hands-on attitude, and great eye for detail. He was reared in a family of craftsmen in the little Massachusetts town of Lexington, where his trip started. From an early age, he loved woodworking and often assisted his father with other household tasks. Tom stands out in the business because of his dedication to maintaining traditional workmanship while using contemporary equipment and methods. Tom joined This Old House in 1986 and has grown to be a vital team member, assisting with transforming several houses and offering priceless counsel. In addition to his practical expertise, he can make complex remodeling ideas understandable to spectators. Tom's passion for his work is evident in every job, whether creating bespoke furniture or remodeling a historic farmhouse. Throughout his over 3 decades in the industry, he has made a lasting impression on house remodeling and motivated countless people to get their hands dirty and begin remodeling. Birth and early years. Tom Silva was born in Lexington, Massachusetts on January 17, 1947, into a family steeped in physical work and craftsmanship. Since early childhood, Tom has been surrounded by buildings since his father was a constructor. His family had a hands-on, do-it-yourself mentality since his mother and grandmother were seamstresses. This early exposure to construction and workmanship ignited Tom's lifelong love of carpentry. When Tom was only 3 or 4 years old, he remembers using a hammer in his hand and following his father about the construction site. He was keen to learn and assist, even if it meant smashing a few items. During summer vacations, when he would work with his father on house remodeling projects, his passion for home repair grew even more. There was always a new project to work on in our family of 5 boys, and everyone helped to make it an enjoyable group activity. Tom's future profession was made possible by this active upbringing. After graduating, he worked with his father and siblings in the family company. Building a fallout shelter during the Cold War was a noteworthy and ambitious undertaking at their boyhood home, a historic colonial house constructed in 1787. This project showcased the practical and creative qualities that would characterize Tom's career. Family background. Tom Silva hails from a family that values hard work and workmanship. He was born and reared in Lexington, Massachusetts, and the trades significantly impacted his childhood. At an early age, Tom was first exposed to a building by his father, a skilled builder. Tom's passion for practical labor was influenced by more than just his father. His mother and grandmother were both seamstresses, emphasizing the need to use your hands to create. This imaginative and pragmatic atmosphere fostered Tom's abilities and interests, ultimately leading him to pursue a career in building. Tom, one of 5 brothers, was raised in a lively environment where family tasks often included home renovation. His early construction and remodeling experiences were greatly influenced by his brothers, who usually collaborated on household tasks. Each family member contributed to maintaining and enhancing their house, strengthening their relationship over these shared responsibilities. Additionally, Tom's family had a special bond with the building industry. The basis of Silva Brothers Construction, which Tom and his brothers would later co-found, was shaped by their mutual love of construction, and his father's influence was crucial in helping him gain his start in the field. This family's tradition of fine workmanship has played a significant role in Tom's success and journey in house remodeling. This Old House. The name Tom Silva has come to represent proficiency in house building and remodeling since the premiere of This Old House, which spawned Ask This Old House. Tom, a skilled carpenter with decades of expertise, has won over both do-it-yourselfers and homeowners. Tom consistently comes up with a solution, whether fixing old buildings or addressing contemporary problems. It is inspirational to see him turn average homes into dream homes. His ability to provide helpful advice and clarify intricate methods has established him as a reliable tutor for do-it-yourselfers all around the globe. Fans often ponder the man behind the equipment, even though many of us have followed Tom's incredible career since the 1980s. How does Tom Silva live his life away from the spotlight? What does he do when he isn't recording episodes of his well-known series or working on remodeling projects? Does he have any intriguing new endeavors outside of this old house? Tom's path is just as fascinating as the houses he restores. It is worthwhile to examine his professional achievements and his life story, a narrative of commitment, passion, and craftsmanship that continues to inspire people worldwide to understand his legacy fully. Let's get started and find out who is using the hammer. Hands-on work. Before we go any further, let's first get to know Tom Silva, the guy whose skill and love of crafting have made him a household name. Tom seemed destined to be a general contractor from an early age. He was raised in a household that valued practical problem-solving and creativity since they were hands-on workers. His mother and grandmother were seamstresses who consistently worked with their hands, and his father was a good carpenter. Tom had an early understanding of the importance of workmanship due to this dynamic setting. At 3 or 4, Tom remembers excitedly following his father, hammer in hand, ready to assist, although he acknowledges that he most likely smashed a few items in the process. He learned the ins and outs of the building by working with his father and remodeling houses over the summers. Tom had many tasks at home since he was one of 5 sons. The Silva family collaborated to transform routine chores into treasured experiences, whether repairing something or creating something entirely new. These early years in Massachusetts, full of collaboration, education, and humor, prepared Tom for his future as a master craftsman and one of the most well-known names in house remodeling. Tiny construction pros. Tommy's innate willingness to get his hands dirty as a child laid the groundwork for his lifelong love of building. After graduating high school, he joined his father's company, jumping into construction and remodeling. Tom rapidly rose to prominence with his brothers as a young construction expert, picking up skills via practical experience. One of the Silva's family's most ambitious childhood undertakings was set against the backdrop of their ancient colonial home, which was constructed in 1787. The guys built a fallout bunker below their house because they were motivated by the Cold War's impending nuclear danger. Despite their lack of formal education and experience, they were steadfast in their resolve to provide a safe refuge for their family. They pulled up their sleeves and set to work, creating a temporary nuclear-proof basement with young zeal. Despite its many flaws, the project demonstrated the inventiveness and resourcefulness that would eventually characterize Tom's career. Fortunately, the shelter was never tested, but the encounter gave Tom a love for building that would last a lifetime. It also made the Silva brothers closer, demonstrating that cooperation and ingenuity can produce excellent results even in unpredictable circumstances. Silva Brothers Construction Company. Tom and his nephew Charles, however, didn't end there. They developed a lifetime love of constructing and solving problems due to the experience of creating their underground refuge. Driven by their mutual passion and developing abilities, they decided to further their work by establishing Silva Brothers Construction Company. Tom's career began with this endeavor, which combined his innate leadership skills with the work ethic and knowledge his family had taught him. For Tom, taking on the responsibilities of a construction site leader seemed like a logical next step. Being raised in a tradesman's family, he was taught the importance of diligence, accuracy, and teamwork from a young age. His success was built on his early recollections of working on family projects and crushing objects with his father's hammer. Eventually, Tom's love of construction and education attracted the notice of This Old House. This program allowed him to share his knowledge and experience with a nationwide audience. From modest beginnings to becoming a household name, Tom has stayed true to his art. His commitment to excellence and passion for imparting information have motivated many homeowners and do-it-yourselfers, whether on a building site or in front of the camera. Preferred old school. Tom Silva has a strong appreciation for traditional workmanship and prefers time-tested methods. Although he is still open to using new equipment and materials, he prefers approaches that put lifespan and durability first. His work is defined by this concept, which also gives his general contractor profession a fulfilling aspect. As evidence of his lasting influence in the building industry, Tom gets great pleasure from taking his children on road trips and pointing out the houses he constructed many years ago while telling them the tales behind them. Tom's path to becoming a central character in This Old House is based on coincidence and community. Tom grew up next door to the show's creator, Russ Marash. His firm, Silva Brothers Construction, first became well known for its work on the Victory Garden set, another project that Russ led. Russ saw Tom's ability to contribute to the groundbreaking Renovation series and reached out to him when This Old House was starting. Tom was at first apprehensive, pointing to his hectic schedule as a contractor. But in the end, Russ's perseverance paid off. The collaboration marked the start of Tom's lengthy tenure in the program, where his knowledge and love of teaching have proven invaluable. Not taking no for an answer. No was never an acceptable response to Russ Marash. He persuaded the team of This Old House to visit one of Tom Silva's construction sites to watch and talk about his work, since he was determined to get him on board. Tom's interest in television was piqued by that crucial visit, which also marked the beginning of a new phase in his career. When he joined the team, Tom jumped at the chance to share his knowledge with a national audience. Tom has flourished in assisting homeowners and do-it-yourselfers by providing valuable skills, creative methods, and kind guidance as a member of the This Old House and Ask This Old House teams. His innate ability to simplify complex ideas into easily understood language has made him famous among his viewers. Whether shown in person or via texts, his admiration from fans confirms his love for his art and his influence on other people. Tom still pursues his passion for handicrafts in his spare time. He is often seen building bespoke furniture at his workshop or unwinding on his boat, which he deserves. As a vital team member, Tom was instrumental in determining the success of This Old House when he joined the program. This Old House magazine. Apart from his work on This Old House, Tom Silva also routinely contributes to This Old House magazine and other publications of a similar kind, demonstrating his proficiency in the written word. His reputation as a reliable voice in building and home renovation is further cemented by the helpful advice and insights he offers readers in his writings, which reflect the practical knowledge he imparts on television. Interestingly, the show's initial emphasis was more limited. James Underwood Crockett was the inaugural presenter of This Old House, which initially focused on gardening and outdoor subjects. Under Crockett's direction, the show covered essential topics, including potting, trimming, planting, and pest management, to improve viewers' gardening abilities. After Crockett's death, Bob Thompson took over as host and continued the show's legacy. The program's breadth grew throughout time to suit its audience's changing demands and interests. Guest appearances were included as a result of this more comprehensive strategy. Tom and Bob started bringing in other celebrities such as Roger Swain, Michael Whelan, and Jamie Dury, whose varied backgrounds enhanced the show's substance. These partnerships gave the show more depth and enabled This Old House to develop into a complete resource for do-it-yourselfers and homeowners. The Long Run. The last season of The Victory Garden, a groundbreaking gardening program in the United States, ran from 2013 to 2015 before taking a break. A partnership with Edible Communities cemented its reputation as one of the first gardening-focused shows on American television, creating a lasting impression on green thumbs nationwide. Tom Silva co-founded Silva Brothers Construction, which prospered independently and displayed its skills for 36 seasons between 1975 and 2015. This Old House realistic, in-depth approach to remodeling kept viewers interested as it developed. The 42nd season of the show, which ran from October 4, 2020 to June 6, 2021, demonstrated the program's ongoing appeal and versatility. This Old House became a complete brand with several TV shows, a strong web presence, and a specialized magazine. The series' 17 Emmys, which attest to its caliber and cultural influence, highlight its success. The Weatherby Farm Westwood home refurbishment is one of its many noteworthy occurrences. This project, which was the first time the host could have disagreed on the project's direction, showcased the team's creative process and difficulties. It gives viewers a genuine look at the challenges of remodeling a property. made clothes for his daughter. Only a few people may be aware that Tom could sew. When his daughter was in primary school, Dad even created her outfits. Tom married Susan Silva in the late 1980s, and the two have been together for over 30 years. They reside in a lovely old home from the 1800s in a Boston suburb, and they have two kids, Kate and TJ. Despite the house's rich history, Tom's exceptional do-it-yourself abilities give it a modern touch. Do-it-yourself. Tom oversaw the spectacular building and remodeling projects that dazzled viewers as This Old House's chief carpenter. In addition to his skillful use of equipment, he had a gift for making complex building concepts understandable to everybody. His abundance of helpful advice and ideas was welcomed by do-it-yourself enthusiasts worldwide. Tom gained notoriety for his distinctive ability to turn dilapidated homes into architectural gems. The Carlisle House, an 1820s farmhouse in dire need of repair, is one of his best-known creations. Tom and his team saved the day by fixing the foundation, installing a new roof, and regaining its historical elegance. Lexington Bed and Breakfast, and more. The Arlington Arts and Crafts Mansion was another noteworthy undertaking. By fixing structural problems, installing an additional dormer, and integrating eco-friendly features, Tom turned the building's outdated, claustrophobic layout into a roomy, energy-efficient sanctuary. The Lexington Bed and Breakfast is among Tom's most enduring creations. In addition to renovating the guest rooms and common places, Tom painstakingly repaired this ancient home's woodwork, doors, and windows, which required a significant makeover. The crew on This Old House gives viewers a deeper look at the art and science of house remodeling by tackling complex problems that other home restoration programs sometimes overlook. Tackling the complex challenges. The crew had to decide where to put electrical outlets in a clean, contemporary kitchen with more windows than wall space in one episode of This Old House. Given the limited number of accessible walls, it was difficult to comply with building rules that required outlets to be positioned every few feet. What do you do about outlets without walls? Wondered host Kevin O'Connor. Heath Eastman, the chief electrician, devised a creative solution, concealing the plugs in retractable countertop receptacles. I wouldn't want anything on the surface, but code is code and we have to have it, said Sunil, the homeowner, who wasn't happy about sacrificing the countertop's clean appearance with pop-up outlets. This instance perfectly encapsulates what This Old House is about, converting obstacles into teaching moments for homeowners and experts. Talented crew. The program distinguishes itself by showcasing experts like Eastman and sharing their knowledge with a nationwide audience. The program wouldn't have the same appeal or instructional value without its outstanding cast. One of the show's main characters, Tom Silva, often offers insightful guidance to homeowners taking on full house renovations. His first piece of advice? Begin modestly. He advises people to choose one area to concentrate on and complete, since renovations can overwhelm anyone. Take care of the restoration, painting, furniture, and finishing touches in that area. After finishing it, place a bottle of wine on the table in the corner, shut the door, and take a little break. Visit that space if you're feeling anxious about the more significant remodeling work, and take pleasure in it as a reminder of why you started. Prioritizing critical elements. Tom advises avoiding taking on the whole home at once, since this often results in irritation or incomplete tasks. He also encourages homeowners to focus on necessities like windows, insulation, HVAC systems, the foundation, frame, and siding. He suggests giving important components precedence over aesthetics. These intangible qualities contribute to a long-term, pleasant, and sturdy house. Older homes versus modern construction. Tom also discusses how contemporary buildings differ from older dwellings. He notes that while technology has advanced, earlier wood was often much more robust. Because modern timber is derived from younger trees, it absorbs moisture more rapidly, compromising durability. He suggests better-made manufactured trimmings from companies like Boral or Azek to solve this. But without adequate preparation, even the most excellent materials will not endure. If it's not applied correctly, even the most expensive paint won't last. Tom explains. Showcasing its skilled crew. This old house makes an effort to highlight its talented staff and apprentices, in contrast to many house restoration programs that often place more emphasis on the presenters than the craftspeople. Shows like Windy City Rehab, which revolves around its star, Allison Victoria, starkly contrast this strategy. Even though Victoria is skilled at breaking down barriers and flipping homes in a field that is dominated by men, her program, like many others, often minimizes construction workers to brief montage segments where the star's presence overshadows their laborious efforts. Educated the viewers. This pattern is not exclusive to Victoria's program, but reflects a more significant problem in home remodeling television. These programs may inadvertently discourage young people from pursuing professions and skilled trades by marginalizing them. The Great Recession's aftereffects, an aging population, and high school graduates' waning interest in blue-collar occupations are some of the reasons contributing to the skilled labor shortage in the United States. The Washington Post claims that while the labor shortage is complicated, media representations of trades may be a contributing factor. On the other hand, by showcasing its employees, especially young apprentices, this old house emphasizes the value of skilled crafts. This strategy informs viewers and encourages the next generation to pursue jobs in the building and remodeling industry, where Tom Silva has established himself as a successful figure. Maintaining its original vibe. Given the popularity of this old house and the fact that the program contributes to Tom Silva's income, it is understandable that people are interested in his financial situation. It's important to remember, too, that Tom makes money from various endeavors in which he uses his talents in addition to the program. The fact that Tom continues to work as a general contractor on the program is good news for fans. Since joining in 1986, he has played a significant role. Even though the cast has changed, the program has kept its original feel. Rebuilding a member house. The initial presenter was Bob Vila, and then in 1989, Steve Thomas took over. Steve handed up hosting duties to current presenter Kevin O'Connor in 2003. Master carpenter Norm Abram, who is no longer on the program as of 2022, may be remembered by longtime viewers. Tom Silva's projected net worth in 2024 is around $2.5 million. Even though Tom has had a great career, the show only took on a project with a very personal link once he had had an unfortunate event. The crew was responsible for reconstructing a home that belonged to one of its members, Tom Silva's brother, a contractor, for the first time in this old house's 21-year existence. A unique project. Rebuilding Dick's house in Billerica, Massachusetts, which a fire had severely destroyed on March 9, 1999, was a novel job to start the season. The home had to be completely rebuilt after the fire destroyed it. The team believed that taking on this project was crucial, even though Norm Abram, the show's master carpenter, disliked fireworks. An emotional experience. On October 2nd, fans watched as Tom dealt with the burned-out remnants of his brother's home during the season debut. Tom, who had contributed to several of his brother's house renovation projects, found the experience emotionally charged. 7 fire vehicles from 3 towns worked nonstop for 5 hours to extinguish the fire, making it a noteworthy occurrence. Dick's family, including Tom and John, hugged and wept as they watched. The wreckage. Although Penny, the Silva family's 7-year-old Sharpei, was singed by the flames and inhaled smoke after being unable to escape via the dog door, fortunately, no one was harmed. The house was utterly destroyed. Dick and his wife Sandra had lived there for 32 years, raising their 3 kids. From the cellar to the top, everything had been destroyed. The home seemed to have been struck by a bomb in the early light, with the vinyl siding hanging in melted shreds, every window smashed, and half of the rear roof gone. A portion of the second level had fallen onto the first floor inside. Sad relics of the house were scattered among the debris, including a burned porcelain carousel horse and little vehicles that had melted together. These were the remains of a previously stocked home with vintage train systems, clocks, toys, and tools. Making an analysis. Although he could not determine the precise cause, Billerica Fire Department's Al Milani found that the fire had begun close to the heating system when searching through the basement's damp mess that same day. Before anybody noticed, he believed the fire had been smoking for over an hour. Director Russ Morash said nobody was there to hear the smoke alarms or detect anything unusual since everyone was too busy working. A bystander contacted the fire department after seeing smoke emanating from the chimney. Working on building. Thankfully, the home and its contents were covered by replacement value insurance. Although it's a complex and essential procedure, Dick and Sandra engaged a public adjuster to guide them through the insurance process and anticipate receiving full reimbursement. Dick said, "I think I had about $36,000 worth of tools in the workshop down in the cellar." The home has now been demolished, and the crew is constructing a new one in the folk Victorian style as defined by the show's architect, Chris DeMoss. They're putting up new siding, installing a new roof, and laying a new foundation. Made a lasting impact. Over the years, Tom has worked on several enjoyable projects. In addition to making baby rattles, baseball bats, elegant table legs, and Christmas decorations, he has converted burls into bowls and timber beams into cookie jars for homeowners. In addition, he assembled an engagement ring and a unique presentation box. People are questioning if it's time for someone else to take over as Tom gets close to 80 years old. Tom has undoubtedly left a lasting impression on many followers throughout the globe, regardless of what he chooses. His on-screen charisma is evident, and his counsel and ideas are always sincere.